is, how do you define this premium mass customer? Do you define it in terms of average daily theoretical win or some other measure? But who is this premium mass customer, and how do you define it?
Every analyst, as well as every operator, probably has a different opinion on this, but I'll give you mine. The premium mass is really in the eye of the beholder, right? Because there's premium mass will have a definition in your business based upon, obviously, yes, it's, call it monthly value, annual value, ADT, ANT, right, ATT, there's loads of acronyms obviously around this, and everybody's obviously got a certain set of metrics which they classify as being premium mass. Premium mass in a rewards club sense generally is the very top tier of the club. Now, we all know that the very top tier of the club, there's a it's quite distinguishing in terms of the amount of points, or really the amount of spend that you've got to generate to be in that top tier. So that's one variable, right? As in, it's very different by rewards club to get to the very top tier where you get the best benefits, right? And that will continue to shift based on somebody's perception of value or that value of that tier within that business. The second variable is called hotel rooms. It's interesting to note that whenever you're in a meeting with hotel operations, together with mass marketing, together with other people in the universe, and this happens continuously, there's always an evaluation of what you want to try and yield from your rooms. And that in itself, therefore, creates a thing called premium mass in its view within your own business, right? Because if you've got limited rooms, then the value that you're going to put into that room and the money that you generate from that room is going to be very different from, let's call it, Sands at the moment would have a completely different view, in my view, this is only my personal view, right? The Sands would have a view of premium mass at the moment which will be different to that of Galaxy, and certainly different to a Starworld or an MGM, right? Because it's got the better part of 9,000 rooms to try and shift, right? And I make no apology on behalf of Ed Tracy for trying to fill those rooms with the best possible yielding customer. Now, in their context, their best possible yielding customer is not all premium mass. Let me just tell you that now. They do not have 9,000 premium mass customers in their room every night, right? So therefore, what they're doing is saying, okay, we're trying to accommodate what we see as being our premium mass segment, and they will have that, called their top tier, right? But also, how do we best yield from the second and third tiers within those rooms? And that in itself as well will be a big program called premium of the room, rather than premium mass in the context of the marketplace.
Interesting. Anita, the same question to you. How does a junket operator, define this premium mass customer?
Yeah, I think for junket, there's no standard or number that define which number is the premium mass. But because for junket, as I mentioned earlier, is based on human relationship. Therefore, of course, we base on ROI, how much they spend or how much they have on the rolling, on the bet. And depending on who refer to and about the credibility, I think that's important, because some people, some guests, they come, they will play the way they play. They play in a high volume, or they come very frequent. And all these behavior, of course, are the criteria for us to assess the value of the customers. Because we try to offer is a service or some event and activities is based on this kind of customer value. And this kind of customer value do bundles with all the activities, with all the credibilities, and the amount they spend in the junket VIP rooms.
I'm still fascinated by the whole concept of marketing junkets in China. I think my question is to Wayne and to Anita also. What are some of the marketing activities that junket operators employ to enhance their brands?
Maybe I add something more to Anita's previous thing first. For the client base, what we did is using our previous data from our clients. We break the data up, then we know we divide them into certain tiers probably But in junket operators, because our group is very focused on the premium top levels, so we didn't have 10 tiers of data for the tiers. We have just maybe 4. Then after we select these 4, then our promotions will start. Okay, right now, which is our major players, where they located. If they located somewhere in China, for example in Shanghai, then we will have some easy-going advertisements with maybe promotions from our resort casinos, entertainment issues to bring them here. This is one of the cases that we did. And for the others, it's depending on our roadmap of what we will do on the marketing schemes. So we provide every different segmentations in different times.
You know, casinos have the advantage, particularly a company like Galaxy, where you have this incredible edifice, that they can market their brand in China without ever saying the word casino. Put a picture of the building, you know, in an advertisement. You know, put an entertainer, you know, on a billboard with that building, and you can get enhance the brand. Put a picture of that logo when you're doing some type of charitable outreach. Do junket operators have a way of building on their brands also?
Yes, of course. There's a lot of way that we can build our brand. But I think we very focused, especially for our group Dutchens, we very focused on the marketing and branding in Macau. Well, reason why? Not in China a lot, because first of all, we can. Second, too many travelers from China right now. Why we have to do promotions in China, right? Come on. And the other way that we really focus on Macau, because when people come to Macau, when they arrive to Macau, when they see our taxi, our ad, everything, newspapers, logos, they will notify that this is one of the places they might want to go when they have more money to play. This is what we targeting our customers when they arrive in Macau, rather than doing a lot of promotions, just making a lot of the visuals topics out there. No.
Yeah, I think in China, in Macau, that for